Ring-a-ding-ding, this is semi-final match time, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to find the best version of Lee Haney, but first, we're going to find an opponent for 1991. This is 1984 versus 1987 Lee Haneys, and both years are good. I will say, both years are tremendous. It appears there is an issue on conditioning here, if you ask me. He really was able to dial in his conditioning a whole lot better for 87, I believe. He seems to be, it looks a little too soon, I think, here in 84. He looks big, he looks vascular, but he's just not in that quite cut, dry condition that you see in 87 here. And if you notice, the muscles are much more, they look more mature, but like I said, it's probably the dieting, it's probably the conditioning. Really brings those muscles out. 87, far better in this front double bicep pose if you ask me. So far it looks like an 87 victory, but we're far from finding an answer to this. Let's have a look at the next comparison. And it appears we're going with this most muscular pose. And yes, it's a little unfair. It's a little unclear to say. He's flexed a little bit different, and you always have to take those things into consideration. One thing's for sure, though, that we cannot ignore is the feathering. Look at the feathering in Lee's legs in 84. Wow. You can't ignore that. But another thing you can't ignore is that massive silhouette, and he does look a whole lot better in 87 in this pose, if you ask me. But it's too bad he didn't have that feathering. Wow. Incredible. Anyway, the 1984 is no pushover. Let's have one more comparison, shall we? And it's about time we had some back comparisons. Of course, Lee Haney's famous for his big old back. And I must say, this is a definite blowout for 87. Look at the traps. Just a superior back development. Pretty good back in 1984. It's wide, but he lacks that detail. Those traps are non-existent really in 1984. And ladies and gentlemen, if you will, take a look at the back of 1987. Fantastic. Anyway, 1987 is definitely blowing away 84 in this competition, but I will say 84 is a good version, which says a lot about 87. Let's go through one more comparison, shall we? And there's really not much comparing that anybody could do with this comparison. Of course, it is a side tricep, but he is definitely not really hitting or striking the pose in 84. So why am I doing this comparison? Just to waste some time, I guess. But I did notice in both photos here, Lee Haney's mouth is massive. Look how wide his mouth is. I bet you he could eat a whole pumpkin pie just with one bite, or a big sub sandwich. Imagine Lee getting into a big sub sandwich. Arr! Look at that big mouth. It's wider than his eyeballs, like the width of his eyeballs. One of the largest mouths I've ever seen. Probably the key to his career. You're able to eat a lot of food. You can put on that muscle. Anyway, that is a definite scientific outlook on things. Big mouth, big muscles. Anyway, 1987 won this one with not really much anticipation. For sure, it's the better year, no doubt in anyone's mind. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at these brackets. And as you may have guessed, nothing gets me more exciting and just pumped than the completion of a tournament bracket. Now let's move on up 87. There, look at that. 1991 versus 1987. It is truly a thing of beauty. Wow. What a matchup that's going to be too, ladies and gentlemen. No other year even came close to 1987 in my opinion. And 1991, I am here to tell you, it has its hands full. So anybody that's betting towards 91, have a strong look at 1987 because it's going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't wait. I'm going to get started on this one right away. Hopefully it'll be out by tonight. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one and have a good day.